Hi everyone, I'm making this video with basically the remaining energy that I have from today. It's not a book review video, it's actually a reflection on September 11th. Every year I have my annual September 11th book review, and this year I won't be able to do it. However, I feel like I need to do something for it, and instead of doing a book review, I'm going to do a reflection on the, the whole event and the 24 years that have passed and what I've learned and what a lot of people have learned in regards to the tragedy. I have a few reasons why I was not able to finish my book that I was reading, because I was actually reading a book to review. The book I was reading was called Watching the World Change: The Stories Behind the Images of 9/11, and it was written by David Friend. It was published in 2006, so not too long after 9/11, and it basically just goes into the stories of the people that took the pictures that day. Some of the pictures I've seen, and others I have not. So this one is in this lady's living room. It's a fish lens. So if you look at the book, it looks round, kind of like a fish eye. I haven't seen this photo before, but I've seen these up here. There's another photo. I've seen all three of these photos of Father Michael Judge, pregnant lady, and a woman with her baby. But yeah, I wasn't able to finish this book, even though it's been really good so far. I'm only on chapter 1 or chapter 2, and there's like 430 something pages. I didn't have the time to finish for a few reasons. One, I was working 6 days a week. I kept having to work on days I was not scheduled. I also had a computer malfunction. My computer was broken for a few days, and I had to go pay to get it fixed. Another thing was I went out of town, and I was gone for like 2 or 3 days. So the person I went to visit, they were actually sick, and I was taking care of them. I was trying my best to take care of them, even though it was a visit. They hadn't planned on getting sick, but whatever they had, I caught, and I'm sure my body would have fought it off if I hadn't had all this exposure to cold weather. And the day that I came back home, I went straight to my main job. I worked for like 5-6 hours. I went home. I caught the train home, and I got off at the wrong station. So I was in a tunnel, in a cold, damp, dirty, germy, freezing tunnel for 20 minutes. And I think that was the catalyst of what really triggered whatever it was I have. Like, right now, I'm still getting my voice back. If my eyes are watering, it's not because I'm crying, it's because I'm trying so hard not to cough in your face. But the first few days, I was cold, I was hot. I've been sleeping in a different room because it was so cold in my room and it felt painful. I'm sore, mucus, sore eyes, runny nose, fever. Like, I still kind of have a fever, but it's going down. But it's not as hot as it was like 3 or 4 days ago. So I've just been trying to take care of myself. I didn't want my annual review to pass by because it's important to me. It's something that, even if I don't have a book review, is something that happened in my life that was important to me. Recently, I reconnected, not reconnected like date, but like for some reason, one of my exes from 15 years ago just started like, "Hey, how are you?" And so I'm like, "Oh, well, I'll just, I guess, talk to you just as a friend." And what I noticed about him was that he's very, very political, and I'm not a political person. But what stood out to me was he said, I told him that every year on September 11th, I watch the reading of the names. And if you don't know what the reading of the names is, it's basically where the loved ones and friends, family of the victims that died in 9/11, they read the names of the people that passed away. They ring a bell, they say something. Some of them will have the shirts of their relatives or signs. And I just watch it just to remember that day and to honor the people that passed away. Hey everyone, I am back. I had a very short coughing break, but I will try to make it through the rest of this video. Where I left off was I was talking to my ex, who is kind of political. I'm not political. I think he may be Republican because one conversation he was like, "Kiara, are you a liberal?" I'm just like, "What? I'm Kiara, but I don't really have a party." I'm more like, does this sound insane? Or does this sound like it makes sense? But other than that, I'm not politically savvy. But he was talking about, why do I watch the reading of the names? Why do I make myself upset? He basically was like, I know you want to watch it and all, but what's the point of making yourself upset? Like, what's the point of starting off your day sad? You don't have to do it. But I don't think he understands, and I feel like a lot of people may not understand. People feel that grieving and mourning and death is an uncomfortable subject, but sometimes when you don't grieve, it halts your healing process. Like when you allow yourself to mourn, when you allow yourself to reflect, you can heal and move on. If you don't talk about it and bury it inside, it's not going to help you. It could actually destroy you. My mom had a friend who had passed away, and the day after she passed, the friend's son was found dead. I don't know if it was he unalived himself or the grief was too much, but like he was pretty young. He was like in his 30s or 40s. And it just hurt his heart that he lost his mother. That's the flip side of what happens when you let grief just fester inside of you and don't allow yourself to cry and don't allow yourself to acknowledge that something happened. Acknowledgement, acceptance of something that happened is one of the first things that allow you to heal and grow. And I feel like people have been going about reflecting on 9/11 in a way that isn't serving their soul mission, if that makes any sense. Black seed oil, Lord Jesus. Oh, bitter. Anyway. This is chlorophyll water, but whatever. Like, people have taken 9/11 and they've turned it into something where we're just bringing out the worst of ourselves. This this event, this horrible catastrophe, would have been the perfect opportunity to really focus on peace, because I honestly believe, the average everyday person is not like a sociopath, the sociopathic puppeteers that orchestrated 9/11. I feel 9/11 was an international collaboration of wicked people full of depravity. And I don't know what they wanted. I don't know if they were energy harvesting. I don't know if it was money, or if it was just power, or a land grab, or whatever. Just fulfilling their freaky little desires. I don't know why they all did all of this. But because of that, because we are quick to act to rage, it just perpetuates even more rage. And I understand why people in the past just jumped into let's go to war, let's go to war. I understand that. As I was 12 when it happened, I saw, even though I was in St. Louis, I would watch TV a lot. This was when I would watch TV a lot. I don't watch TV. I only watch TV if I'm living with someone, and even now I don't watch TV unless my roommate is here. Then we'll watch something. But I used to be glued to the news. I used to watch everything that the news said. And when September 11th happened, I was so confused. I didn't know what to believe. I know they had some attacks on Muslims here in St. Louis, and I remember Muslims being interviewed saying Islam is a religion of peace. Now, I didn't know anything about Islam because I was in a Christian school, so they taught us anything that wasn't Christianity was bad. So I didn't know anything about any other belief systems, except if it wasn't Christianity, it was bad. So I was just very confused, because I'm like, they're saying this, but these people are saying that. Also, like, the whole you cannot say anything about the president. Like, it was just a very freaky time. It was very scary. But I understand why people just jumped into, like, let's go to war, let's go to war. Because when you saw that unfolding over and over and over and over on TV, or on the newspaper, on the radio, or in conversations, how could you not be mad? And they're like directing you to, this is who did this. Now you have a target. The only really positive thing that stood out to me when 9/11 happened was how people really unified all over the world. How other people, not even from the United States, were sending their sympathy towards the United States, sending like aid and all of these different things. And I was not a patriotic child, honestly. I didn't really care for the American flag, but I wasn't upset when they had all these American flags everywhere. Like, I was like, oh, okay. That's kind of how I felt. I wasn't political like that. But I wish that time where everybody came together, there would have been something in there that was like, let's just stop all of this craziness. Because it's not you, it's not me. Well, it's not me, it's not you, it's people we cannot see. It's a whole network of people whose mindset we will never understand. But instead of doing that and just trying to promote peace or trying to stop more casualties, we just jumped into, I just jumped into things because we were so hurt and we were so angry and we didn't know who to blame. And when I say we, I just mean collectively, like all the people I would be around me, the people on the news, because they drilled it in your mind over and over and over. I used to be a big TV watcher, as I said, and I just was so depressed. Every station, 9/11, no matter where you turn, 9/11, towers, anthrax. It was just like the worst thing ever. Like, I just felt like, what is going on? Okay, everyone, I'm about to end this video because I'm just getting way too sick. But one thing I wanted to leave with is one lesson we can learn from 9/11 is not to become desensitized. Sometimes when people are collectively traumatized, we just have no response or no reaction. When something bad happens, we just don't react because it's happening back to back and it's overload for our brain. Our brain can only process certain things one at a time. And when you're basically sending one traumatic event after another, after a while, people just mentally check out. And I think 9/11 was like the gateway to that. Like, we already had desensitization in the United States because, we had like enslavement and Jim Crow and all these medical treatments and all that stuff. But this one, for the modern age, we had to really reflect on our own humanity. We had to know how far we could go and how far we could not go. And was this really us? Like, anger is quick and it is a flame that can cover everything. It can obliterate me and obliterate you too because it's out of control. It's a great conflagration. And in this modern society, we just learn not to trust each other, which I understand because some people can be on some crazy demon time. We don't trust our neighbor, we don't trust our teacher, we don't trust our own children. Another school event of catastrophe is just another day. It's just business as usual. But I feel like it was the domino effect to this desensitization. So one thing that people can try doing is, I don't know if resensitization is a word, but don't let yourself be desensitized, because then as soon as you're desensitized, that opens the door to more things, of things you thought you might not be, things you thought you would never do, and then you do them and you're like, who am I? What am I? What have I become? Because I let of my response, or I let somebody talk in my ear and make me a puppet for their agenda. What have I gained? And I see this now as I'm just watching, I guess, the world change. Yeah, I know, like that. Like, I'm just watching the world change. Like, sometimes I'll be online just watching people talk to each other, and I'm just like, why are you guys so horrible to each other? Why are you so cold to your neighbor? Where is your humanity? Where is there room to cultivate friendship? We just fight to the death over concepts. Concepts that are going to change every few hundred years. We fight over the concept of money. Money is a concept. It's not tangible, it's not real, and we'll be literally sending people to their grave over a concept. Political parties, they're not real. It's not real. And we let them just cause a rift between us. We create rifts and rifts and rifts where we're not able to learn and grow and love. I'm not saying you have to love your neighbor or whatever, but like, just stop creating blockages. Because how will the earth heal if we're creating more unnecessary blockages than need to be? We all have to live on this planet. We're acting like we're on completely different planets. We're literally not. We are on one planet. Unless you take a spaceship out to Mars or something. Which I'm sure they're trying to do. They want people to be the same. They want people to have the same views. And if you don't have the same views, they'll get mad at you, call you names. That's how my ex was like, "Are you a liberal?" Sir, I do not give one care. Like, I'm not on this imaginary stuff. I'm not about to raise my blood pressure. I only know what is right and what is wrong and all the gray areas in between. I only know what makes sense and what does not make sense. I only know that to grow from an event like 9/11, I have to be the one who decides to cultivate a generation of peacemakers who are not quick to anger or who want to use people as a puppet for whatever demonic graph or whatever they have. It's not about separation. It's about unity. And the only thing from 9/11 that I only see unity in is the reading of the names. Every other day of the year, I don't see that. But that one day, it just reminds me of when people came together. When they came together despite their backgrounds, just to grieve and to help each other build. Now, of course, sometimes you'll have people that read the names and they start getting political, but whatever, that's going to happen. You're always going to have that one cousin, I swear to God. But other than that, it just kind of reminds me of the, oh my God, hold up. I'm trying not to cough. It reminds me of that time where I just felt so much unity. And people, and my eyes hurt. Oh, man. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I have to go, everyone. I am in so much pain. I don't know what's going on with my rib cage. I don't know if it's my rib cage or it's just right here and it hurts so freaking bad. I think because I've been laying on the floor. But yeah, hopefully I feel better soon. And hopefully I'll be able to review this book soon because I didn't finish The Barn yet. That book, I'm like in the middle and it's just, I can't read it all at once. This is one of the most disturbing Emmett Till books I've ever read, honestly. It's so creepy. I just get the heebie-jeebies from that book that I was supposed to review, August 28th, The Barn. So creepy. Ugh. Hatred. But I will talk to you all later. I hope you are all having a wonderful time. I hope you're all safe and healthy. Make sure to take your vitamin C. Make sure to build up your immune system so it don't get jacked up like me. Okay? So, talk to you later. Bye.